The banking inquiry didn't investigate any of the IFSC companies.
Why?
Because it wasn't part of our remit. We didn't investigate DEPCA.
But you did investigate the conduct of the central bank.
Yes, we did, but we didn't investigate the IFSC institutions.
I understand, but surely liquidity and the adherence to liquidity regulation was looked at by the committee.
Not in relation to the IFSC companies.
So what was the conclusion in relation to all the indigenous Irish banks who then needed a guarantee overnight because they broke liquidity?
And the banks that we did look at were Irish-based, Irish-domiciled banks that were regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
And how many of their risk managers are sitting in Mountjoy?
Well, I assume you should ask the DPP that. That's not a matter for our banking inquiry.
But the letter of the law, Senator, the letter of the law, sorry, Deputy, the letter of the law clearly states that we are facing 5 years in prison. Yeah. So how come, and we know for a fact that all these banks ran dry, otherwise why did you need an overnight blanket guarantee? And yet the toy just broke? Nobody's responsible?
No, but I'm just making the point to you that the German bank, that was the biggest bank that had the biggest crash in the banking crisis. We didn't investigate that, and we didn't investigate.
Although it was an Irish domiciled bank, you didn't investigate it?
That's correct, we didn't. It wasn't part of our remit.
But it was an Irish bank. As Fintan O'Toole wrote, it was the biggest bank in Ireland.
It was overseen by the German
No, it wasn't. It was regulated and registered in Dublin.
But it was the parent bank was Hypo.
Correct.
And on the basis of that, similar to Ulster Bank, similar to other institutions where the parent bank was domiciled.
Which leaves us with AIB, Bank of Ireland, Irish Nationwide. Where are the risk managers of those banks? How come they never submitted a report like I did?
We didn't bring in the risk managers of those institutions because of the constraints of time in the banking.
Well, perhaps this is why the whistleblower who was in charge of investigating, this is a person you had hired as a committee to do the professional work for you. And this person was in charge of investigating the role of the central bank in the banking crisis. And surely she understood a thing or two of how regulation should work. Yet, this person was told that Jonathon Sugarman cannot be brought in front of the committee. So in that case, how come you didn't ask to see any of the risk managers of Irish Nationwide, of AIB? I mean, this is legislation issued by the Irish Central Bank
Mr.
for
Sugarman.
all banks operating in Dublin.
No, not all of them. We also didn't...
No, I beg your pardon, sir. It states very clearly that this legislation relates to all banks.
If you don't mind, I'm just discussing the role and the fundamentals of which we, as the banking inquiry, try to operate.
Yes, you looked at Irish banks.
We didn't look at them all. And I give you also...
But sorry, may I allow...
No, I'll just expand for your information. The DPP had quite a constraining role in relation to the banking inquiry.
I wonder why.
Well, there were criminal cases coming forward, that was why.
So how many people have been convicted?
Well, that's a matter for the DPP. Can I ask you, Mr. Sugarman...
Because may I just say that in Iceland they've got 25 bankers in jail.
Well,